Oh, are we live? Yeah,
We are live right now, my friend. Hello.
yeah. I looked up and I saw a calm Easter pun, and it's just excellent and
Classic.
classic. It's a classic one. It's an easy one. It's too easy. So hopefully we've seen better ones than that. But yeah, how are you, Luke? How are you?
I'm very good, mate. I'm very good. I had a good Easter. We were chatting a little bit beforehand. Lots of chocolate. I'm not feeling particularly well right now. Not quite as much as you had, going by what you were telling me a minute ago. But
I'm having a
yeah.
massive like come down from sugar. I was an hour ago. I was buzzing, but then I've been on the water for the last hour. It's not nice. Yeah, I've had banoffee pie. I've had some trifles, some hot cross buns, some mini eggs, a chocolate Easter egg. Yeah, I'm all like sugary and shaky. So bear with me. Bear with me.
Jesus, man. I can't eat that much chocolate without feeling sick. My
I,
missus.
no, I feel sick. I feel sick.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
there is some justice in the world then. Gary Smith. I got 108 points. Buzzing, Gary. Love that. Love
Oh,
that.
brilliant. Yeah, good stuff. I got 75, and I was really gutted with that. To be honest, I mean, it was not Rebrov because I expected Rebrov to get what he did. It was Selakovic not getting anything
Yeah,
as
what a
captain,
bummer.
which is horrible. And then Brian Hughes' brace really killed me on the Friday morning,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
as
that
as
was
a
horrible.
non-owner is horrible. Yeah,
I suppose that's one where if you're on free hit, there's a good chance you probably didn't pick him just because you've got so many other shiny toys you can go with, and it might have
yeah.
hurt those people. And yeah, to be fair, for these, I mean, he had. I don't think he'd. I mean, he obviously was very good at the beginning of the season, but I don't think he'd scored in like, or even got an assist in maybe like 12, 15 weeks or something. It felt like ages, and then to get it in the doubles, just typical, isn't it? It's madness.
Yeah, first goal, you're like, oh, Brian Hughes, out of anyone, like 60% owned, whatever he is. Like, first goal goes in. And then, what was it, like 2 minutes later, he scored again? And you're like,
Yeah.
forget this, right? My game week's over. Unless Selakovic gets a hat trick in the second half. But
Oh,
it never came, never came.
I
But,
would have almost certainly been on Selakovic as well, I think, just because of the penalties, and he's been good to me in the past. Extra point for the clean sheets, playing two terrible teams. It all made sense. Possibly a triple captain, maybe not, because I've just prayed that Man United get that triple game week. But
yeah.
so yeah, I don't think anyone can beat themselves up. Just a bad outcome. In the end of the day, I think the Sims predicted that Spurs would score around 5 goals over the two games, and it turns out that's exactly what they scored. So it was interesting seeing that. But like many other people predicted, the goals are often spread out amongst Spurs. But
Mm.
Rebrov got the goal and assist and the man of the match in the end, so it's a pretty tidy haul. So if you went him, fair play.
Yeah, and I think 14 points was par for him. That's what I was chatting to a
Mm.
few people saying, look, I could get Rebrov in, but I just want him in and out. So it's another -4. So it'd be basically 8 points to get him in and out,
Mm.
and it'd be for Duca or Van Nistelrooy.
No,
So it's not
yeah,
gonna be it's not gonna be worth it. So
no.
in the end, it's like fine, he's got 14 points. I can deal with that. But yeah,
Well, also that's the other thing, isn't it? Nearly all of the single game week options that you would expect to do well. I think CM Fantasy and obviously the guys in my Discord and stuff put up their sim data, and there was loads of games where it was high scoring this week compared to last week
mm,
where it was pretty low scoring, and it's both panned out that way. I was on comms the week before where I was doing big chants every 5 seconds because we had no goals, and then Panda's got hundreds of goals for his games. And Man United versus Newcastle, Leeds versus Sunderland did their usual. I know they left it to the end, but scored well. And then obviously Blackburn versus Millwall was a big one. Ronald de Boer going huge again. This guy is just really pissing me off.
yeah, I mean, I've got him, but to be honest, this is just insane that his returns this season. He's not
It's
that
mental.
great.
No, he's not. He's not
No.
particularly good, but he was close to my dead team just because he was so cheap. And obviously, I can see from the sim pricings that he played up front a reasonable amount. But quite often, he would just score like 5 goals the whole season and be fucking awful. But it's working for him, so fair play. Gary Smith saying
Yeah.
Paducah 6-0. Wow, where were? I mean, you obviously you crack me up, Gary, man. You're in these streams and you don't know what the score was, but you know how many points you got. I mean,
He's trolling. He's the biggest troll of all, Gary. Come
you
on,
reckon?
come on. Yeah, come on,
I
Gary.
wonder if he's had a lobotomy or he's a troll. I just don't know which one it is.
He's laughing to himself now again. I'm
He's a
sure.
master at it.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Uh,
Can we just give some Panderson credit as well because he put in a great effort with the comms to put the FA Cup comms as well.
oh yeah,
It was a lot of tweets to tweet out for that double game week and then the FA Cup as well. So
yeah,
round of applause to Panda for that.
yeah.
Um,
Definitely in the chat as well, boys. I mean, I'll just say it right now that if I was on comms, there's fucking no way I'd have done the FA Cup one. I could not be bothered with that. It would have taken me another day for a start.
yeah, it's great work. Even if it's just score updates or major injury stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Good stuff. Right. Yeah, very fun game week then. Wally with the 4 assists. I mean, Unbelievable.
Insane. And again, I mean, I've gone Kinney all season. I thought he'd be outscoring Brian Hughes, Gareth Wally, all those 4.5s, but he isn't. It's not worth the extra 0.5.
But
when
he's shite.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Millwall have got some good games coming up though, so maybe that could change. But
I've still got him. I might play him, but he's not done how good I think he can be. Like on the game, he's very good, and I enjoy being Millwall and playing him and making him quite good. But in this sim, he's not performed how I'd like him to.
Yeah.
Really.
And there's the variance and why the pricing is always going to be so tricky. You know, players are going to make a mockery of it. Some of them are going to move and make a mockery of it, like Doherty, and regens are going to come out of place, like Warren, and take the piss. Apparently,
can we click on Warren again? That's great. It's great to see him. To see him start and then to see him. 2 early goals, was it? Really quite early.
2 in the 19th minute.
Yeah, brilliant. Love that.
Yeah, and Middlesbrough now 5 or 6 losses in the last.
And the Borough crisis, I know. Mad.
So Payne's still been getting points though. I mean, he went off early this time, but that was due to the red card, I think, more than anything. Warren, what a guy. Oh,
can we trust him? I mean, he didn't play the Spurs game.
Yeah, it's very hard to know what's going on with Charlton at the moment. How much of it is rep? Because Middlesbrough, they are low rep, but they've actually gone up to 13. So you wouldn't expect them to rep because they're 12 at home to a 13. It can happen, so maybe this was part of it. Then obviously we've had the Christmas period where it's hard to know how much of that is rep, rotation, condition, just random Christmas factor. But in the away games, they've played with their normal team. So to me, that makes me feel like he's not going to start over the likes of Yule and Bartlett yet. However, there is some news this week that means that he may start, which we'll look at in a bit.
Mm-hmm. But it is risky. You want 3 forwards playing, and if one of them's Greg Warren and he's not starting, then that's tough. Yeah.
His reputation and ability is not higher than the other two, so I will be stunned if he continues to play. This game can surprise us from anywhere, as Arsenal goalkeepers, for example, show us, but I think it will be very much like Samba, or maybe you'll get more minutes than Samba. He'll be on the bench and he'll come on occasionally where obviously he could score because he's got those ridiculous attributes in the key areas. Colm's saying, can we delete him from the editor? He's like Mewtwo in Pokemon. No, we can't. We're untouched. I literally use it to look at the team reputation to keep you guys updated, and I was intrigued to see what Warren was about, and turns out he's got cheap finishing, so there we go.
Yeah, Polo's beard, classic. That's the best one of the night so far for me. The hype was warranted. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
Yeah, I just every time regulate Warren G. Can't be any geek off the street. Here he is, Greg Warren. Got to be handy with the steel, earn your keep. Know what I mean? Love it.
Regulate.
Right. So obviously Hoddle's gone. We could talk a bit about. I suppose. What should we do? Go through the teams. FA Cup games have happened as well, haven't they? Should we do that first?
Yeah. Do you want to have a look at that? Because we can look at the cup draw as well, which on the implications of it. I had a quick look at the cup draw before we came on, and I didn't really like it, to be honest. Because I'm looking as someone who's still got a free hit wildcard left. I want the carnage for the Gameweek 26. So I want like five fixtures to be blanking to make it a carnage event. But by the looks of the draw, a lot of the Prem teams are either facing each other. Well, no, there's a few facing each other. So chance of a replay there, but a lot of them have got easy draws. So.
Yeah. I mean, they will play their second strings, but as we saw Chelsea highlighted recently, playing their second string at home to Villa, so much is to do with the approach of the game, the reputation, the tactic, rather than the players. They're almost secondary to it. So Villa at home to Colchester. I mean, that should be a win regardless of what squad.
Should be a routine win. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So Liverpool, Bradford, similar. I mean, Leicester, Bolton obviously could go either way.
Yeah, but I mean, with the Bradford one, Bradford are top of Division 1, so it's not conclusive, that one. Because if Liverpool do rep and Bradford go with their strongest team, if they're top of Division 1, then that could easily go to replay, perhaps.
Yeah. The only problem is then when they play away to a good. I mean, what's Southampton? Let's see if we've got away to Southampton in here. It's home to Southampton. That won't have been it. Oh, they haven't played them yet.
Yeah.
Away to, let's try Norwich. I mean, I don't know what rep these teams are, but it's safe to assume that they're reasonably high. Away to Norwich. So what was their tactic? Okay, they played attacking here, so maybe, but I would have thought Liverpool being such a high rep, it would be defensive. I'm not sure what their tactic will be. Look, that's pretty exciting. Wouldn't mind them in the league.
Who's their manager at the moment?
Danny Wilson.
Yeah, third favourite for the Spurs job, I think.
Nice, that would be pretty sweet. Attacking style, plays offside trap. We haven't got enough of that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, Bradford's not an easy draw. You think, Bradford, Liverpool win that, but if you're top of Division 1, you're a decent team.
Yeah, Man United versus Derby. Should be pretty routine, you'd have thought. Tottenham home to Stoke. Arsenal playing Man City. That's reasonably tough.
Arsenal rep there.
Yeah, probably. Ipswich versus Coventry. Middlesbrough are away to Carlisle or Barnsley. Luton might end up, if they beat Torquay, playing Everton. Decent draw.
Mm-hmm.
And Blackburn could play Sunderland. So
yeah, I mean that's the one I looked at as probably the most likely replay that will cause a couple of blanks in game week 26.
And didn't Newcastle lost to who did they lose to? Someone terrible.
Only Warsaw. Come on, Heravito and classic player, great player.
Craig Strachan. He's not Gordon Strachan's brother, is he?
His son. Gordon Strachan's son. Yeah. I mean, Shay Given's had a good week. You click on Shay Given, he got a 3 in the league, 5 in the cup against Walsall. So
stunning.
Still hope for Steve Harper.
Stunning effort. That was quite funny actually, because obviously they lost 6-0 to Man United, but they only actually had 9 shots on target, so they weren't, ridiculously good like Man United can be. They're 50-50 possession when Newcastle are playing long ball with no Shearer, so I think there was a lot to do with Shay Given in this game, to be honest, why it was so big.
Yeah. Often is big score though. I see Newcastle and Man U as a huge score often for some reason.
Indeed, right. So did I go to the draw or not? Or did I just completely miss that?
Yeah, just have a quick look at the draw. You clicked on the draw.
Yeah, I did. So, of course I did.
Couple of replays.
A couple of replays here. Blackburn versus West Ham, Rotherham, Reading.
So that doesn't affect anything apart from obviously you can get more injuries for Blackburn players.
Yeah.
As there's an extra game.
And it's the
and then a few more to be added.
Yeah. And then these are the dates that they will occur.
Yeah. So the 4th round replay is the same day as game week 26, which is why it's quite big, the 4th round results. To see who gets the replay. If there's Prem teams involved in the replay, their fixture will be blank in game week 26.
Nice.
It's only a few weeks away. So,
what formation the team? That's the team Southport played. Is that what someone's asking in the chat? What formation did the team who played Bolton in the cup use? I'm not sure. Why is that relevant? I'm being stupid. Is that relevant to something?
Just want to see Southport, I guess. And
all right.
How they set up.
Yeah. Oh, to see why Gardner battered them. I think that's probably why. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, 1 on the wing here. I know this guy pushes out, but that's when you have sideways arrows, it's not as clear as if it's with the ball or without the ball, like the backwards arrows. They can be either. They're not both. So it's hard to know which one that is. But yeah, essentially you can see here that this is one of those dumb formations where they have no one in midfield whatsoever at various points in the game. They have 4 strikers and loads of defenders at the back, 1 person out wide. It's just completely ridiculous. Yeah, Adam English because Gardner hauled. Yeah, we're on a bit of a delay on the chat. I worked it out eventually. 8 shots, 6 on target. Mental.
It is Southport, so you'd expect that from Gardner. What a beast he is, and he's just going to dominate a non-league team, isn't he?
He didn't even go on that many runs. I don't know where he's got that. He just literally must be the ball's coming to him and there's just no one marking him. So he's just gone for shots. I mean, his shooting's not even that good. Finishing 13, long shots 13. Welcome variance.
Love him. He's not going to leave. But UC might, because I can't really keep rolling double with Bolton defence, I don't think. I think it's finally come to the fact that they're not going to keep clean sheets every week. So I may be dropping UC on wildcard, but I'll keep Gardner, I think.
UC's had a couple of shockers recently, actually. He's still been good, but he's had a couple of poor performances as well, which is nice to see because he has been ridiculous. Yeah.
Before we go to teams, do you want to talk about the Spurs manager? Because they haven't got a manager at the moment.
No.
So, I mean, for this week, they could go random formation, right? Because the caretaker is in charge.
So we didn't really know last season fully what happened, but then we worked it out from when it actually happened in our game, and then also Sims. We thought at one stage it might be the assistant manager that takes over. Turns out it's not relevant. There's basically a load of stock formations in the game. Anyone who knows it plays, and you go to tactic, there's like a list of some basic formations. It doesn't use all of them. I think it uses around 6 or 7 of them. And there's some there's a basic 4-4-2 just like that in here. That's quite often used. but there are a couple of wild ones. So we could literally get any formation pretty much come our way for this game for Spurs. Now that could be a good thing or a bad thing, just depends how it works out. I remember rightly Sunderland, which I'm about to show you now, when they played Chelsea and they battered them. This is the formation they played out of nowhere.
Brilliant, love it.
Yeah, attacking. But the thing is, it's not actually a particularly bad one, I wouldn't have said, because the AI do most of their work out wide, and as you can see, you've got 2 players out wide, and then you've got these 2 who go out wide, and you've got these little go out wide. So in the end, you end up with about 3 players on the wing on either side, which is probably a pretty good tactic to play when everything happens out wide for the AI, isn't it?
And you've still got Bart Williams and Swartz who can protect like the back 3 effectively as well.
And I mean, here areas. Against this formation, it was great because you can see the forwards that had just been in this space here. They've been completely unmarked, so that kind of worked. But it doesn't mean it'll work this time. And of course, they may not play that formation because they also played. Was it Leicester, the one they had no manager? Yeah, they played 4-3-3, which is also a pretty good formation in this game as well. So they rolled that out. So long story short, they could end up doing better than when they had Hoddle, or they could end up doing 4-4-2, which I don't really think the Spurs players are suited to. So that could be interesting as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I tweeted out as well the odds for who's going to take over. But do you want to just talk a bit about who's in the frame to get it?
Yeah, so we're going by unemployed at the moment. Now we have to bear in mind that they could literally get anyone who is actually managing right now a team. Usually, more often than not, it comes from Division 1 rather than the Premier League or somewhere outside of England. Money would probably be on someone managing in Division 1 or someone who's unemployed. So these are some of the people that are unemployed right now. These are, first of all, English people. So Graham Taylor. I mean, I've not seen this myself, but Graham Taylor's there.
I never see Graham Taylor back in the Premiership. Never see it.
No, his stats are actually pretty good compared to some of the other people. Steve Bruce is there, which would be shocking. I mean, it is 3-5-2, so we probably get pretty much no change for the players available because he'd play the same formation that Hoddle's been playing, but in a more dire way, as in not attacking, so that'll be pretty boring.
Steve Bruce, love it.
Yeah. Glenn Roeder, who we had in season 1 as manager of West Ham, and he was promptly sacked. He's still not had a job since. So to me, he's probably one of the front runners, I'd say, because he often ends up back in the Premier League, which is pretty shit. So I wouldn't want him. I mean, there's a few others. We could go through them for ages. But there's a few that are interesting internationally, at least. Although I don't think we'll probably get them. I've gone by morale. Got Tardelli, who hasn't been managing anyone, but his stats are good. 3-5-2, attacking. You know, that's similar to Hoddle, I guess. That would kind of suit them. That might be interesting. Wim Janssen, who I think is the favourite. Is that right, Andy? On your little odds, you put him as favourite?
Well, I mean, I put him as favourite because he's my favourite because he plays the 4-2-4, which I love.
Yeah, that would be pretty sexy. I don't like the patient style of play, but 4-2-4 would be interesting. And I think he's the guy who wasn't the person who brought Larson to Celtic. Someone told me. I think that might be the case in real life.
And I think someone mentioned that he's the one that stopped Rangers winning 10 in a row. I think.
Okay.
Scottish title. So he was there for a short time, but did quite well. And I have seen Wim Janssen go to the Premiership club, so it is possible. Yeah. More so than Ancelotti and other names like Graham Taylor. I think. Yeah. Wim Janssen. Ruud Hullit's got a chance, maybe. Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be good because he's attacking and it's 4-4-2, so different players. It'd be quite cool.
I mean, looking at it, I know it's pretty boring, but I would probably say the top 2 in the Division 1, Danny Wilson, we mentioned, but also Jim Jeffries, who is he at? Southampton. He often goes to Premiership. Normally from Bradford, so I don't know if it affects it that he's moved from Bradford to Southampton. They'd move again so quickly. But with those 2 doing quite well. Nicky Law, he's gone from Gillingham, is it? Gillingham before?
You're a man of the world, aren't you? You know about all these people.
Nicky Law? Was it Gillingham?
Chesterfield.
Sorry.
Yeah, we don't.
But yeah, I would say someone doing quite well in the Division 1's probably favourite, but Wim Janssen could happen, definitely.
Yeah, this is the one I like. I say it most weeks. Dave Jones, just because he plays the most interesting formation of everyone. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, that would be pretty sweet. You'd have like Everson, Rebrov, Selakovic probably here. Maybe Darren Anderton here. Quentin Fortune here. And then who would you have? Or maybe Simon Davies, actually. And then They don't really have a DM, do they? Apart from what's his name, Johnson. I think is the only one they've got.
Does Lenny King play DM?
He can play DM, yeah, and there's also Poirier to fit in there, so maybe there'll be a bit of rotation in the midfield. But up front, you pretty much nailed to have Selakovic as either a forward or an AMC. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Okay.
Right.
Just before we go to teams as well, I mean, just mentioned Erland Peterson is saying, can we just have a look at the blanks and doubles going forward? I mean, I've mentioned it already. I don't think there's going to be any blanks until game week 26 when the FA Cup replay fourth round happens. So we'll know the FA Cup fourth round results on our preview for game week 25. It's in a couple of weeks. We know the League Cup semi-final draw. So it just depends on who gets the final, because that could be a blank in game week 31 for the finalists. But it'll only be a blank if they're out, if they're still in Europe. So if Man U are still in Europe, they can't play their game week 31 fixture midweek because of the Champions League that week. So that could be a blank for Man U. There's also further on like FA Cup replays that fall on game weeks. Again, we don't know until the FA Cup results happen. And then FA Cup semi-final is also blanks later on in the season as well. So it's mainly down to FA Cup, but also how well the teams left in Europe do as well. So we don't really know too much at the moment, but in a couple of weeks when the FA Cup fourth round happens, we should get more idea.
Yeah. It's not quite like FPL this. We have to wait for information a lot more. Well, I suppose it is a bit like FPL this season because we've had to wait very close to when we get scheduled games, which is obviously not normal. But yeah, it's kind of play it by ear in this. We're aware of the weeks that it could happen. But yeah, I mean, draws don't happen that often in this game, full stop. I mean, Blackburn will tell you different because they've managed to do it quite a lot. But most teams don't draw a lot, and especially in the FA Cup when there's such an imbalance between the teams, it is quite rare. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do, and what I do, is go to Tala Nadeem profile. On his bio is the fixture planner, and it will give you all the outcomes for all the fixtures and shows you where things fall in place to give you an idea of where the blanks could happen. Mm-hmm. So go there, really. And
people are talking about this international break and people missing the games. We'll go into that right now. There's a few people missing, but there is no blank. There is no blank. We've been a bit lucky. I think Gardner's not been called up to Jamaica. I think that's probably the reason why that's happened, mainly. But we'll have a look.
Yeah.
Let's do that now then. Yeah? Are we all good?
All good, yeah. Let's go for the teams. Okay. There's quite a few injuries and stuff, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a few little bits. I say there's been quite a few weeks this season where there's been hardly anything, but there's a few little bits this time. Quite a few suspensions as well, annoyingly, for me as well. So this week, these are the teams that are playing today. So their conditions, obviously, as you see it, there'll be no change. Sunday, so 1 extra day, 7 to 8% you can put on their condition. And obviously, if they're orange flagged with 1 day to go, then they'll be perfectly fine. And then Monday is Chelsea and Leicester, so they got 2 extra days.
Nice.
And the next game week is a whole week away. I do think is there games in between that or not? There's not, is there?
When's the League Cup semi-finals? That's coming up.
Yeah, theirs is further. It's Wednesday 29th.
End of Jan, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
It's a while. And then Europeans not till February, so we've got plenty of time. Yeah.
Excellent. Right. Here is Arsenal then, guys. So Francis Jeffers is a new one, I think. It's 1 day, but it was injured during training. I can't remember if that was last week or not, but either way, he's 90% and he's 1 day away, and Arsenal do play tomorrow. So he's actually going to be all right, isn't he? He's going to be fine. It fits exactly the criteria I just said. So he should be totally fine unless somehow he picks up an injury in training randomly today before we've clicked it, which is very unlikely. So he should be fine. Albertini is still 2 months. He's ready. He won't be playing. Dixon is 88%, but obviously with that extra 7 or 8, we'll put him about 95.
It's time for Luzny again then, not Lauren. Nice.
Quite possibly. Parla is suspended for this game. Helps with the midfield options such as Pires, who we mentioned on the Twitter feed that is one now wanted by Lazio, which is interesting because he does go to Italy quite a lot actually, especially in the second season. So maybe he does disappear. It'd be annoying because he's been a great asset this season, but in another sense it could be useful because the less midfield options you've got in Arsenal, suddenly you might get the likes of Ljungberg, who's incredibly cheap, and as you can see, can do actually pretty damn well when he actually plays. I mean, that's not too bad considering his appearances, is it?
Yeah, it's good average rating as well, isn't it? Yeah.
And it could even end up with Lauren playing right wing if he does move, because he did play their season 1 quite a lot.
Disappointment. He's not coming back in my team anytime soon.
He can fuck off. Basidas, Cole and Lauren all 1 yellow away from a ban, as you can see. Everyone else is fine.
Oh, Jack Grealish. I mean, Dean Smith again. What a joker.
Pleb. Yeah, it's really annoying.
Just lying at the press conference.
Yeah,
Jack's fine. Jack's good.
I mean, it's so obvious from the very first second when the so much news and noise about him being out for almost the season, and he's just like, nah, I don't know where you're getting that bullshit from. He's like fine every week. I mean, it's getting to the point now where you'd be surprised if he plays at all. It's almost like an Aguero situation. There's a new excuse every week. I know Aguero's back now, but it was that way for a long time, wasn't it? So
yeah.
we'll see.
Jack, can you just come in to the training ground today? I know you're busy shagging and stuff, but can we just take some photos of you with a ball? Is that all right? I know you're out for the season, mate, but just so we can get tactics like for Sunday, get a 1-up. Yeah.
Ridiculous. I don't even know how that would even help them really, because you'd get everyone going, oh shit, Jack's crying, yeah, what are we going to do to defend? We're going to like pretend and he's not playing. It's like, oh, just forget it, lads, just crack on and go out there and have fun. I mean, it's not like it even really works, does it? I mean,
no, surely not. Like, he's not practicing all week for Jack Grealish.
No, if anything, you'd see the team sheet, see he's not in it, and go, well, fabulous, let's crack on and go win the game. Do you know what I mean? Don't need to worry now, boys. Yeah, brilliant. Right, back to ChampMan. There is some pretty good news for Dublin owners, I think. Balaban, as you can see there, is injured. Now, tough game today away to Middlesbrough, but they've got a pretty money game here, haven't they? Home to Charlton in 7 days.
Yeah.
And then obviously Man United's not great, and then they play Newcastle. So out of the 4 games, 2 of them are brilliant, and then one of them's okay, one of them's pretty bad. But Balaban's out for 10 days. So to me, that makes Dublin fairly nailed for that home to Charlton. Obviously, he could be orange and 90%, and he could play. But if you've got Dublin now, or looking to get a cheap striker, which quite a few people seem to be on my Discord and in chat groups, he suddenly, if you're going to get Dublin, you'd want him to play that Charlton game, wouldn't you? Basically, and now it looks like he might. So Adam English is buzzing in the chat there as well. So yeah, 10 days. So that looks pretty good for Dion, who, I mean, he could destroy the Charlton centre back, to be honest.
Yeah. Would you get him in this week? Would you say Dublin? I know Borough away isn't easy, but they're not great. There's goals in against Middlesbrough now.
Yeah, I mean, you could do. I think this is a week that a lot of people have noticed. There's no particular standouts from any of the teams you kind of want for a long period, and it's like some people have been saying they're going to save a free transfer, or maybe they've got like a one-shop who's away to Liverpool. It's a pretty bad game. So yeah, I think there's 2 players I like, which is Dublin's one of them, mainly for that Charlton game, but could do all right for Middlesbrough. Certainly give him more of a chance than I would one-shop away to Liverpool, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And
then Helgeson's another one who we'll get to, who's also got Charlton and Millwall in the next 4. So yeah, I think there's a few little cheap options. The rest of the Villa team, though, everyone's okay, no problems, all good. Get up them stairs. Yeah. Oh, I'll click on Cashflow because there was one person who captained him all the time, out for a month.
Yeah, I just signed Cashflow on my Blackpool save. He's not that good.
It's like a story that just started well and just tailed off.
Yeah, I've binned him for Martin Bullock again. It's fine.
Oh, poor Cashflow.
Yeah.
Blackburn. And as you can see, a fairly popular player there has now picked up his yellow. I don't know if that was in the cup or not. No,
I mean, that was known. It was coming up.
It was, okay.
Yeah.
So Weatherall is out for this game. He is away to Ipswich. Fairly good game, I suppose. So he won't be playing. Adams as well, who I said I'd click on, is 3 weeks away. So he is orange now, 3 weeks, but he's 37%, so he won't be playing. Stats, 36. He's not been playing for a long time. They've declined a little bit in certain areas, but a lot of his stats, I mentioned this before, are mental ones, and they are really good for centre backs. I mean, he's still got really high determination, decisions. He's got bravery. He's got anticipation, which is high. Heading, influence. His jumping's still high. Marking's great. His passing's okay. His positioning's good. The only ones that are slightly dodgy: strength 14, not the worst. You'd like it, not the best. You'd like it a little bit higher, but it's still okay. And then it's obviously that pace 4 and acceleration 3. They're the ones that have just plummeted completely.
Yeah. I mean, if he's playing against Michael Owen, that's good for Owen.
Yeah, it's pretty good for Owen, to be fair. I think people were asking because they wanted to know how Neil Berg and the likes are for the rest of the season. But for now, I mean, he's still out for a little while, and he could have declined to the point where Berg now is a star and then suddenly makes a mockery of that price. And obviously with Weatherall out as well, he's good for a while.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing that killed me this week. The Blackburn defenders, John Curtis and Henning Berg, picking up hauls, and free hitters are laughing at that, weren't they?
Yeah, I'd have definitely had Berg. If I was going to do a free hit this week, I'd have definitely had double Blackburn defence as well. I just think it made sense to do so. And then they get attacking returns. Madness, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you see Craig Kemp's draft of free hit?
I did, where he would be like team of the week, like 140 points or something. Yeah. But this is the worst, is when I know the scores, and then I think he sent it to me, like, this is what I would do this week, just so I've got it on record somewhere. And obviously I don't say anything, but in my head I'm like, no, you bastard, please do it. Please do it.
And that was a good thing about last season, me, Dave and James, like, I'd be tweeting them and we just laugh together. It'd be great.
It's so painful.
No offense, Greg. No offense, but like, you just like tweet in the chat like, James, Dave, have a look at Craig Kemp. He might go for this free hit team, he might not. Oh, and then it's great entertainment. But you're on your own, and you got to just you just on your own doing
it. For what is it? 2 days generally. So Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and then obviously some of the team can know if they wish to know. So for 2 days at least, I am on my own. Well, actually, Lordy Leroy. Don't go and hassle him now trying to get the results. He won't give you them. Lordy Leroy, who obviously does a lot of the work in the background. In fact, he does so much work for us that goes unrecognised, really.
What a guy. Yeah.
I don't even know how he does it, but he's got a load of programs and software that can automatically read the scores of every player, and he helps the comms guys with the blueprints and everything. It's mad how good he is at this sort of thing. And he's also got loads of data websites, so while we're talking about him, make sure you click on his... it is at Lordy Leroy, isn't it? Make sure you click that on and have a look at all the data stuff he's got. It's excellent. Even tells you like, who's played against Rep 12 teams and what they've performed like, and it's madness.
Yeah. Go follow.
Adam Sands drinking 20. I'm going to assume that's Tony Adams. Nice. Did I cover everyone else? Yeah, everyone else is good condition-wise, as you can see.
I don't think you covered Foster, 95. Okay, it's fine.
He'll be all right. Bolton, no dramas at all. Everyone is very high on condition. They played today. Gardner's 98, so that's not a problem. Sherwood's 1 yellow away from a ban. Cooper's 1 yellow away from a ban. Everyone is good.
Yeah, it's decent fixture for Bolton, hopefully.
Yeah. Wingers usually do pretty well against Derby. Now, Bolton have obviously only got one being a win back, so it's not quite that good, but it is a very good game for Gardner on paper anyway, I think.
Possible captain, Gardner?
That is a cheeky one. Maybe you could go with that.
I'm thinking it.
Oh, I didn't even cross my mind until you said that, but that could be quite good. I mean, it's out there, but it's
a bit sneaky. It's a bit like
yeah,
it could be alright. I mean, if they get the clean and he gets the returns, laughing.
I mean, if he gets a hat-trick in the clean like he did in the Cup, then you're fucking absolutely laughing, aren't you? I suppose it's one where you could potentially see that coming and captain him, unlike some of the other ones we've had, like a David Unsworth hat-trick and the Melchior hat-trick. They just come out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, this is kind of expected. Like, you wouldn't be that shocked if it did happen.
Yeah. Evening captain, indeed. Welcome captain. Another guy who obviously does loads of work behind the scenes for us.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
Big news here as well. So we're on to Charlton. They play today away to Watford. And yes, we can see some internationals for a few people. And we can see a very highly owned player there with a red flag next to his name. And there's Joe Finley Badder in the chat. He was the man.
A week too late, Brian. A week too late.
Yeah, which is, again, annoying for me because he's in my team. So there's another player I've got out injured. But he's only out for a week. He was injured during training, so he will not be playing versus Watford at all. I don't know how many people were planning on playing him, but maybe so. But
yeah, it's nice that they've got hopefully not many options on the bench. That's good.
Yeah. Davis is still a week away, 90%. Stewart, he can occasionally play one day, pulled hamstring.
Another chance for Fatty Dinser then.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Bartlett is gone to South Africa, so he won't be playing. Dinser's still there, doing all right, not bad at all.
Do you think he'll start if Hughes is injured? And
I just don't want to even go close to predicting the Charlton team. I mean, let's go to the away. So the away game, this is the last away game. Dinser wasn't in the team, so now Bartlett's out. To me, if you've got Greg Warren, as he's on the bench again here, it's looking like Greg Warren and Ewell are going to start that one from what we know at the moment. But it could be Johansson.
Yeah.
So you're not sure. And then
it's awkward. It's awkward for Greg Warren owners though. If you've got Greg Warren and Brian Hughes, it's awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. I would guess most likely that Scott Parker will come in because he has played centre midfield for Hughes in the centre rather than Dinser. Because Dinser could go on the wing and then Kinsella can play in the middle. That can happen. But I guess Parker more likely maybe because he's played there a few times already.
Calm saying I went into the editor. Yeah, I'd like to. I would, but no. For the fairness of the game, I didn't go into the editor and injure Hughes, despite my anger.
It took you like to be ranked 300 and whatever you are, like Gameweek23 before you thought, you know what, fuck this, I'm fed up of Brian Hughes. I'll go stick him in.
300, mate. Come on, 266.
Sorry, mate.
I've had some rough captain luck.
You certainly have. All right, let's move on to Chelsea. Fatty could make Dints meet of what? Come on.
No, he's better than that. Come
on. So Desai, firstly, is back and fully
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Where's he gone? Why can't
That's unusual, isn't it?
Here he is. Yeah. So I've got my player back, ready for this prime game, which is it's a good one. Home to Leicester. I think in the sim data that I watched on CM Fantasies, Leicester were scoring like 0.3 or 4 of a goal. So I'm loving that. I mean, even if they score, Desai is pretty good for bonus in these sort of games. So I'm expecting to get some sort of points out of Desai this week. Can score as well, quite a lot of goals.
Yeah.
So I think he's a really good pick this week. Also, though, on that note, John Terry is out for 1 day 90%, but obviously they don't play until 2 days' time. So he will be back 100% as well. So they'll have Terry and Desai. So both of these guys looking good picks.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, really good. And that won't show up on the website either. It will say Terry 90%.
Yeah,
so
I don't know about
only
that
those that watching the stream will benefit you. It's fair enough. If you don't watch the stream, you don't get the insight.
Yeah, I mean, look at these games from Chelsea. I mean, the chances of clean sheets happening in their game, I would say, are higher than any other team. I mean, just look one way or the other. And some of them they've had Terry and Desai. Annoyingly for me, right, they've had Terry and Desai out for virtually all of those games. I think of the amount of clean sheets I'll be getting in these games. So annoying. And
it's more nailed if they're playing, definitely. Yeah. Rather than John Kennedy and Dean Holden. Yeah.
And he knows his way around a gash, in fairness. I've heard the stories. Leo Knight, 10 days, 90%. Cummings, 10 days, 90%. And everyone else is good.
Yeah, and no one owns Chelsea defenders, but their run is Chelsea attackers. Sorry, but their run's okay. You just can't go Johnson or Forsell, can you? There's other options.
One of them nearly always gets subbed for Zola as well, which is annoying. I've said it before. I've seen Forsell do really well, but he started doing well when he came in, and then he started doing a bit shit again. But it's the games are there, and his stats are still decent, so it still could be a decent punt.
It's awkward. Double Chelsea defence looks nice then.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for this one. I really hope that sod's law they concede 2 this time when they're finally back.
Nah, you'd be good.
Right, Derby. No one particularly cares about Derby, I don't think. But Ravanelli is still out 2 months. As you can see, there's a few internationals. So Powell, got called up to Jamaica, but there is no Gardner in the squad, so we got a let off there.
Is he retired from international duty, or is
No,
it is it like the Jamaica reserves basically?
He plays for Jamaica, 11 caps. He's not retired. Just didn't get called up. It's not good enough.
Wow, not good enough.
No,
You got to go some to keep Gardner out of the squad.
Yeah. I mean, they've got this guy, stunning. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot Mullingar Town. Yeah, I forgot.
Colin Edwards. It's a real star in the making. Yeah. So we got a little bit lucky there. I think Powell's out as well. And that's about it. Everyone else is fine.
Nice.
Cummings having a groin injury is kind of perfect. You had to go there, Billy. You had to go there. Everton, again, I think they've got. This was highlighted to me. I didn't really notice it, but in the next 4, away to Newcastle. Newcastle obviously dreadful at the moment. Away to Arsenal, that's a horrendous game. And then home to Charlton, away to Watford. That is a nice little set of 4 games there. Arguably 3 of the worst teams in the league in the next 4.
Yeah, I mean, once he gets to Charlton as well, you got Charlton at home, Watford away, Villa at home, Blackburn away is tricky, but then Leicester Derby.
Yeah, it's some good games, aren't they? I mean, Leeds pop in there again, but then it's Millwall, Sunderland, Man City. I mean, it's a really nice run. Loads of low rep teams.
Nice.
It's only really Arsenal and Leeds, isn't it, that stick out there?
From all that, yeah, basically.
So
Blackburn away is tricky, but
yeah,
it's not going to be high scoring.
No. So yeah, Kevin Campbell's another one of those cheap strikers that you could drop. I mean, I think people are looking at cheap strikers because they're realising how good Veron is or can be, as he's been showing now. So if you want to get him in, and you're stuck with the likes of Rebrov and stuff, then yeah, go into a Dublin, maybe Helgeson for their run. A Kevin Campbell can obviously free up that money. I mean, I don't know how cheap you need to go because there's a lot of budget players that are doing really well, but these guys have been thrown out there. And Kevin Campbell's another one. See, he's not obviously prolific by any sense, but he can be, and he's pretty good. The only thing with Kevin Campbell is he's not 100% nailed. Ferguson is arguably their first choice forward, but he gets injured so much that I wouldn't touch him. And then they've got a lot of forwards that can be on the bench, so it's kind of annoying. Max Moore, Radzinski, Spire can play up front, so that's the only thing. But and they sometimes will play one up front, won't they, with the dipped forward?
Yeah. How many sub on appearances has Campbell got?
I think was it 5?
It's quite
no,
high.
2.
Then.
Sorry.
Okay, not too high. So if he doesn't play, he doesn't get subbed onto too much.
So GX trained, someone saying, yeah, I mean, it could be time for GX again. He was injured for quite a large period, but generally in the good games, he does all right. Obviously, the thing is, he could be at centre-back. That's the only problem that's really fucking annoying with him, but equally, he could be up front, so it's kind of a lottery. Injury-wise, so...
Unsworth, though, on pens, he can score. Even if it's not a penalty, he can get a header.
8 goals.
I think Unsworth for this run, keep him and just play him every game. You've got to get a couple of more goals, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a nice run.
It's like if you get 50% clean sheets, 2 goals from Unsworth, that's a great return. Keep him in for the long haul. Is he 5 million?
He's 5 million, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. He's a good pick. Gets banned a lot, don't you mean, says JJ. Yeah, that too. I watched a compilation of rage moments on YouTube the other day with Duncan Ferguson. It's fucking hilarious. His eyes.
Yeah, it's brilliant. The one with Jimmy Bullard's always funny. When he looks
he looks at this guy's fucking mental.
All right, mate, calm down, yeah.
Pilo's Beard hasn't Eleutheropoulos got a 5 in every game he's played. It's not been far off, has it? I think he came in with an 8 straight off the bat, man of the match, and then he's had a series of 5s. I don't think a lot of them were particularly his fault, though. When you look at the match stats, he's actually got save points in quite a lot of the games. I don't know. He is a good keeper, but Everton have just been unlucky. They've been getting battered. I mean,
we did hype him a lot. Any signings, we're just hyping, aren't we?
Yeah, well, there's also that as well. I mean, when they played Bolton, let's go. What was the stats like? 10 on target, scored 4. So he's done some work there, hasn't he, to be fair to him? And then he's ended up with a 5. I mean, the game's not brilliant at rating goalkeepers. 4 tackles, 4-1, 4 key header. It's better than a 5 performance. Goalkeepers just get shockingly low ratings across the board, as you can see by going to the Premier League and sorting by average rating in each position. And if a goalkeeper's got above a 7.2, they're basically a worldie. What was I doing? Yeah, Everton, they're done. Derby, we've done them as well. I've gone backwards, haven't I?
Yeah, Ipswich.
Miller's on international duty. That's not going to affect anyone. Everyone else is fine. Naylor's still wanted by Brentford. Yeah.
Yeah, not much going on.
No. Home to Blackburn.
It's low scoring, isn't it? That's going to be not a great game.
No.
1-1.
I'd be tempted. I mean, it's Doherty in a home game. Even if he's in defence, could get a clean sheet in that game. If he's up front, bonus, could get a goal. I'd be playing him if I had him, I think, in this game.
Yeah. I think with other fixtures as well, I've got Doherty. I think he's starting for me.
Cool. Leeds. So some fairly big news here.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, a certain someone has come off of the list after his stunning, was it 55 minutes or whatever he played? I can't find him now, so I'm just going to go down this way. Henrik, he is back, 100%.
Great start.
And now
many would have gone Rebrov, so I think many will go back, right?
I mean, they're playing Spurs, aren't they? And we don't know what we're going to get from Spurs. And he's just a really good player, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. It'd probably be a pretty good move. Spurs will be attacking at home. Leeds will be normal away. But, could easily score quite a few goals. I mean, they could end up with a crazy formation. That's the thing. They can end up with 2 centre-backs, or you just don't know what they're going to do at the back. So I think it's definitely worth it. I mean, we said it before, he's a little bit cheaper than he probably should be to encourage, some action and some people to buy, and he can just be great. So, yeah, I don't see why not.
So, I mean, for this game, I haven't seen CM Fantasy yet. Are both teams attacking? Leeds attacking, yeah?
Well, we don't know what Spurs will be, because obviously we don't know what their fake manager will be, but generally every manager in the game, even if it's fake, is attacking at home, unless he's Souness.
But Leeds attacking as well, though?
Leeds will be normal. They're usually normal in away games. This season, which is why their away form is not particularly good usually. But I mean, it's still open. It's not defensive.
Mm-hmm. There is news about Viduka as well, because he got sent off for violent conduct in the FA Cup.
He did, didn't he?
What a douche.
Yeah, off in the 81st minute.
What was the commentary on that? Huddersfield, there's no need, Mark. Come on.
He pushed Welch in the chest.
Hold on.
Yeah, Hart penalty just to take the piss.
Hart with a 12-pointer. Yeah.
We've seen a lot of this from Viduka this season, where he's had so many shots and on target. I mean, he's ended up with a 6. He's got a red card as well, but and he has been pretty good. But he still could have taken the piss. He could have been even better. He's had lots of shots in games.
Yeah. So I think it's a 1-match ban, if I'm right. Is that right?
That. We've seen a lot of this with Leeds, doing pretty well on the stats, but just not getting massive results. Sorry, what did you say, mate? I was in my own world there.
It's Viduka. I think it's a 1-match ban for Gameweek 24, I believe.
It is. It's only one game, so the 18th.
I think it's next game week.
So Bolton at home.
Oh, he's in my team. How annoying.
Yeah, that's a good game, isn't it? It's just a straight switch to Larson, maybe.
Yeah, could be. Free up some funds. Yeah.
Maybe a 1-week punt on someone and then to Larson. Who knows?
I mean, going from Viduka to Larson does give me the money to go to Lakovic to throw on, which would be quite nice.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah.
Man United, they're home to Arsenal, aren't they? Yeah, home game. Bron's been ridiculous in home games, so there we go. Decore's still 2 months away. Bridges is 4 months with his broken leg. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, the Yorkshire derby, I don't really like Huddersfield. I remember the games against David Wagner's Huddersfield. Do you remember that a few years ago? When he ran up the touch line, they scored like last-minute goal. Oh, right, yeah, I do remember.
And he's given it all that, yeah.
The reason why Huddersfield are, well, known to me particularly, is because there was one season, I think it was the first season they came up, actually. Pretty sure it was. Might have been second. I think it was first. Anyway, they in Sky, you have to play your overhaul after 4 games. Like, you have to do it, so which is a wild card. So you need to literally pick a team for defence for 4 weeks. Now, Huddersfield had an incredible first 4 weeks, but obviously everyone was saying they were going to get battered. Like, they were awful and their players were incredibly cheap. It turns out there's a few teams that went a complete block defence of like the keeper and 4 defenders, and they conceded 1 goal in the opening 4 games. just literally enabled you to have the best players everywhere else in the whole team. So they went down in legend as Sky as like that team that no one expected that to happen, but if you did it, you just went off to an absolute flying start.
Yeah, and the rest is just way behind. Yeah, fair play.
Okay, let's move on to Leicester, who everyone is 100%. Wow, okay. Every single person is okay. Elliot is suspended for 1 game.
Akinbaye is away.
He's gone to Nigeria. He's gone, yeah. So looking good for Sturridge and Scowcroft.
Yeah. And also Dennis Wise has finally got his 5th yellow.
Has he?
So he misses a game, yeah.
Also on the 18th, who are they playing? Oh, he'll miss home to Man United.
That's not too bad. For Wise owners.
Wise completely highlights the variance that you can get. We're in the same sim, don't forget. It's the same one as season 1. I mean, he's done... I mean, it's pretty shit, isn't it? He's done okay, got a couple of assists.
Yeah, 5 assists. 5 assists, okay.
Yeah, I mean, nothing like considering what his price is and his 13 assists and how many of those were corners. And it's part of the thing with... I mean, I don't know how many of assists have come for Veron from corners this season, but the fact that Beckham isn't playing and we're seeing him get a few pens and a few assists from corners and things like that just shows you how crazy it can be.
But I mean, Dennis Wise can still get 10 assists and 5 goals.
He could do,
pretty similar to last season.
Yeah, it doesn't change. He's still on the same corners every map. Playing Call of Duty now, every game.
Yeah.
Liverpool home to Man City. Gerrard, as we saw from last week, 3 months with a torn groin. So he is done in completely. Hegem is still a month away. Throw the Kipper is 2 weeks. John Welsh is 2 months. And Danny Murphy is a few days, 90% bruised shin. And they play today. Everyone else is good.
Nice. Biscan is an option still. What did he get last game, Biscan?
Well, that was in the cup, but
that was in the FA Cup.
Played in the Gerrard role. 8
what
assists.
Was his rating? Yeah. What was his rating in the league?
He got subbed in the 61st minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not good.
Normally he's better than that.
Yeah,
it's still an option at his price.
Yeah. Man City, a little bit of injury news here. Svensson has done himself in. He's 3 weeks, pulled hamstring in the win over Birmingham. Right, AJ got sent off. Tiato to take the piss with his 2 goals after people have had him for a little while, and he's kind of slowed down. 1 shot with an assist. Can't write it, can you?
There's a bit of trolling, wasn't there, in the FA Cup? A lot of people that didn't return in the league returned.
Yeah, it was mad. I mean, anyone who had Gardner for a start, ridiculous. Kevin Phillips scored. Basically, my dead team did amazing in the cup. It's nice to know they can still score, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's 3 weeks, Svensson, so he's gone. I mean, Scotty Brow he's been coming in when someone's been injured in midfield most of the time. He's a few days with a broken toe, 90%, so they could play him like that, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that Alfinger Haaland again started centre mid in the league, so he's a 4 million defender out of position, which is again quite interesting. I know he doesn't necessarily start, but if you're on wildcard and looking for that last galley spot, maybe Haaland's even better than Galley, maybe.
Could be. Huckabee, 10 days, 50%, so he won't be playing. When do they play? They do play today, yeah. So that'll be Hayworth up top again. Anmol saying Tiato has been disappointing. Who do you recommend for him? It's hard to say because I still think Tiato is a very good pick. I don't think it really matters what they got previously, and so many of these mids can just switch it on and off. However, because the fixtures are now Liverpool, Chelsea in the next 2, I would recommend moving away from him. I mean, you just have to be prepared. He could get a penalty or a corner or anything in those games. Those kind of mids are the ones that can return in the rubbish games as well. That's all. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked at the fixtures particularly, but I think Petkov and Watford have got some really good games. I know, Andy, you hate him, but obviously the next 4 they've got some nice games, I think. So I'd probably say to move to him. Yeah,
I mean, if you want to punt, Millwall have got some nice fixtures.
Yeah, that's true. Eiffel's been playing up front. We'll get to them in a sec.
Yeah. But there are options for that price. There's a lot of options.
Man United is quite interesting, I suppose. If anyone's got Gary Neville, he's a few days damaged heel, 90% injured in training. So he's a risk to start this one. Also, Ronnie Johnson is suspended for this game. So if we assume that Neville's not going to play and Johnson's out, then that makes Wes Brown and Rocky Jr. centre half and Phil Neville right back, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Sylvester could play centre back, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then Phil Neville go left back.
Yeah, could be, but that's probably the plan. Unless obviously Neville, I mean, we've seen people play on this before. He could play at centre half or play at right back. Yeah, but if you've got him, I think someone in the Discord was saying about they might take Neville out for a Chelsea defender or a Liverpool defender this week. Well, you've got your reason to now.
Yeah. Do you think it's captainable? Man U at home to?
Yeah, I think it is. There's probably better games, like potential-wise, but the players aren't as good for those games, if you know what I mean. Like, there's better fixtures, but then obviously these are much better players. I guess it's similar to this week in FPL where, well, not really, because they were playing Newcastle. I was going to say Kane's a better player than some of the... We went for Rafinha's and the Alonso's and stuff like that, but so I suppose it's not really comparable. But you get what I'm trying to say. Varane and Van Nistelrooy could just do it in any game. And I think they're probably likely to score, like, maybe 2 goals. I think that's what CM Fantasy had on his sim day. 1, 2, 3 at most, probably. So you'd have to get lucky they're involved in them, but they probably will be involved in them, right? I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, you expect Van Nistelrooy and Varane to get in the bonus plus get an attacking return, definitely. So you're already looking at 9-10 points for them, which is fine as a captain.
Yeah, Arsenal away from home, they set up defensively, so the game will just be... Man United will just have all the ball and it'll just be whether they can break them down or not.
Yeah, I think it's quite a safe option. Like, if you're looking for that one return, a bit of bonus, you want your 16, 18 points, fine. But there are other options that could be explosive options or like to blank because you just don't know how the game's going to plan out. But this one, you're kind of thinking 2-0, 2-1, Man U.
Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy, Varane get one each, attacking return maybe.
Yeah, Arsenal do counter-attack. They do play defensive, but they can get a goal. 2-1 seems like it could be perfectly reasonable.
I don't think I'm going to captain Van Nistelrooy. I mean, I don't have Varane. I might get Varane in. And I don't think I captain either. I'm looking elsewhere to try and punt.
Yeah, fair play. Middlesbrough, as we can see down here, another player of mine that is out. Thank God that Terry and Desai are back. Otherwise, it'd have been down to about 6 players. He's suspended for 1 game. Gareth, no.
That makes it a lot worse for Barrow.
Yeah, that's not great, is it? Because
I mean, that really helps Dublin again.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so that's Southgate out and Pearce for 3 weeks, who's usually their centre back. So they're going to have Fester and who would they play as centre back?
Atherton can move there, perhaps.
Yeah, he has played there a few times. He's not the worst in the world at centre half, so he could do a job. I suppose I don't really have anyone else who could do it.
No, I think it will be Atherton and then Stockdale play right back, I guess. Yeah. If I'm going to guess anything.
With Dean Gordon left back.
So Gordon, Fester, Atherton, Stockdale. It's not great.
No.
DN Dublin could do all right, though.
They've got Ocon, but they've only brought him on once in the league. And they played him once last season, so I can't see that. Boyce is 3 weeks, 90%, so could play, but again, I can't see that.
Yeah, I'm really talking myself into one shot to Dublin now. Looking at it's all clicking into place there.
I mean, yeah, and if you don't get anything from this game, which it looks like you could do, obviously the money game's the next one, as we said. That's the good one. Where Balaban looks like he'll still be out. It still too good to be true. Millwall, low percentage here, but these guys play tomorrow, so that'll be back up, and everyone is now fit.
Yeah, again, some news because if you look at last match, they had 2 red cards in the FA Cup. So I think again, is that 18th of January.
He's got suspension. A 2-match ban starting on the 18th. That's because he's been red carded before. So he will miss home to Spurs and home to Watford. That means Ashwood will be in goal for the Ashwood. Is it Ashwood? Ashwood will be in goal.
Ashwood, yeah.
And he was shite in the games he played, so he's playing Spurs there. That could be juicy. He's
Yeah.
conceded 20 goals in 5 games on the appearance.
Shame.
Yeah, I think
He's learning though, so he can only get better. You just got to take the positives that you're playing and you're improving. You're learning the game. You're 17.
Yeah.
In the Premiership, it's fine.
I think actually about 5 of those goals, or maybe not that many, were against Everton when they conceded. They scored 6 and all those penalties. Yeah,
and he came on and conceded 5.
Yeah. What else is there a note?
Well, I'm Savarese, which affects the striker spot for Millwall. I mean, they got a couple of nice home games.
So he's just on the 18th, so he'll miss home to Spurs as well. So play home to Sunderland, then be back for Watford.
Nice.
How's my linesman, Mark Badger? Yeah, he's not bad. His stats are good in this game. He's not a bad player at all.
I think I'll be playing Christophe Kiné.
Nice. And also saying Postman is somehow the 4th highest point scoring mid. Yeah, he did it season 1 as well, didn't he? Manages to get those points somehow. He's been getting he took a free kick, was it last week, because Johnston, because Zepeda wasn't playing or got subbed off. So much happenstance that can happen in this game. It wasn't that game. It wasn't that game. It was the game before it. Yeah, here Zepeda went off in the 7th minute and then he scored a free kick in the 83rd minute. Yeah. That doesn't happen if Zepeda's on the pitch. But yeah, he's been great. Who else have I not done then? Millwall, we've done Newcastle. So good news for me.
State of that. Look at this.
Everyone's pissed off. Yeah, everyone hates it. Get me out of this shithole.
Yeah, I mean, if you click on job security, Joe Kinnear is back in there.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's not in there. Oh, he was in there for a brief time. He was slightly
back out. He's fine. He's doing a good job. I mean, people are on his case, but he's working with the likes of Maddison and Brain. There's only so much you can do. Shearer is back though, and I did notice, and he's 100%. I did notice in CM Fantasy's video, who was the highest scorer of the game week, Andy? It was Alan Shearer.
Was it?
Apparently.
Was it Big Al? Big Al was it?
It was Big Al. Okay. So I think he owes me for missing half of the season and then just not turning up for the other half. Obviously, he'll be in my team. I've got no choice. Please, Alan, do something at home to Everton.
This is a huge week for you, Luke. I'll tell you what, you're going to be all right. Desai, Terry, 9 points each.
Yeah.
And then you get Big Al with a 20-point haul. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be my comeback. It starts now. Everyone else is okay though, and condition wise, everyone's fine. Yellow card for Hughes before he gets banned. I
mean, we've hardly had Court and Shearer up top together this season.
No,
the two of them, and to be honest, they really work well together if it's those two. So yeah, it's a good fixture.
Hopefully,
with a long ball, Shearer and Court with a long ball, it's gonna be all right.
I like that positivity. I love it. Sunderland, a little bit of news again here. Seems like an age since we've seen Arca and Tone, but they are still fit and available. Issa's away on international duty with South Africa. So I imagine that means Varga plays or someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Lawson is injured again. He actually picked up an injury because they played him in this game home to Charlton when he wasn't fully fit. So he's out for 2 weeks. As you can see, it's funny here. So in the cup game, home to Charlton, there's no rep going on, and that's the team they played. Tome and Arca turned up. Phillips scored. Ardley got 2 assists. There'll probably be free kicks. That's Gray again. Teal shot. I know that wasn't a free kick. Where's the other goal? Why have I missed it? There's Ardley. There's Gray. Oh, no, it wasn't free kicks from open play. Fair enough. Sibon's playing in centre midfield, though, so we didn't know how he'd fit in when Libra came in. I think that's twice now he's played in centre midfield. I know they've got McCann was out injured, but McCann is now back. So whether that continues or not, I'm not sure. Akan's now back 100%. Ashdown's out for 3 months, but no one cares about that.
No. He's got a number 1 jersey though, somehow.
That's probably because they signed Sullivan, didn't they? And then they sold their other keeper, and then obviously they give him the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Sunderland. Who have they got? They've got away to Millwall, so another juicy game. Come on, Kevin. That's another player in my team who's going to smash it this week. Loving it.
I haven't got Arca anymore. I sold him for Slakovic last week.
Okay.
Not nice watching that without Arca.
No. That could be a good game. Tottenham. So not only apply for the job. Should I take over? Should I make him good?
Don't make Dave sign for that. He's a terrible manager.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen to anyone. Where is he?
No. Go on, apply. He won't get it. Apply.
Spurs, not only have they obviously got the manager crisis, but they've got a lot of injuries as well. So this is going to be crazy because the formation they play won't be based on the players they've got available. They just decide what the formation is, and then they'll make the players fit if they have to, which is the strange way to do it. So Fortune is out for 2 weeks. Ziga is out for a month.
Poor David Pleat. You can see David Pleat on the touchline, can't you? Struggling with this.
Dean Richards is a few days, 90%, so could feature. Etherington is 1 week, 90%. That's their whole left side. So whoever they play on the left, I couldn't tell. I guess it has to be Padrino, who's on 87%. If they do play a left-sided player at all.
And he has been added to the game, if you want to get Padrino in. I wouldn't advise it, but he has been added to the game.
We have seen Rushbury play at left wing back actually, so I suppose he could do that if they were to do that. He's also on 86%. They do play today. Sean Wright Phillips, as you just saw, is 56%, below the 70%. He's not injured, but he's below 70%, so he won't be playing. Everson 90%, few days groin strain. So they're kind of shit out of options, really.
Yeah.
Simon Davies is 1 yellow away from a ban, but he is available, despite his disappearing act over the double.
I was happy with Ledley King getting 9 points. That was all right.
Yeah. I told Mode to bring Ledley King in. He always I think he mentioned on the stream that Daddy Disable goes into his DM straight after the stream. I'm like, what are you doing? Show me your team. Like, I'm pretty sure I told him because he needed to free up money. Get Ledley King in because he should play over the two.
Yeah, that's what I did. I need the money for Slakovic.
Yeah. I can't remember if I told him to get Slakovic or Rebel, but either way, obviously the Ledley King thing was a decent move, but I don't think he did it in the end. He did his own thing as usual.
I think he did all right though last week.
He did do all right, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, Hennenberg and quite a good defence. I think it's fine.
I just want to see Mode have an amazing week. I really want it to happen.
Yeah. Well, Captain did this week.
Yeah, for number 1 point scorer, wasn't he, on his free hit?
Mm-hmm.
Mental. The thing is, do you remember a few weeks back he could have been the highest scoring player manager again, but he took out Veron and someone else for a hit who ended up getting ridiculous hauls. I can't remember what week it was, about 5 or 6 weeks.
I do kind of remember. Yeah, I do kind of remember.
I remember it's one of those ones where I looked at his team after knowing the score and I was thinking, I can't believe you've just taken these 2 players out because you would be the highest scorer of the week, but you did it.
Yeah. Welcome to the club, though, Captain. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Team of the week club.
Team of the week club. That's 3 of us now in the core team. That looks suspicious, doesn't it? Fucking hell.
Can you make me this week, Luke, please? Thank you.
Try my best, mate. Watford. We just say the good game home to Charlton. They've got Swannell out for 2 weeks. Ward out for 10 days, injured. Everyone else is okay though. Including my tip for the week, because we don't always remember, is Helgeson, just because he's playing Charlton and the amount of goals he scored is so low compared to what I normally see that I feel like his quota is going to come, and it's not just for this week, to be fair, where he could be shit. The Liverpool game's bad, but then they've got Millwall and Everton, so again, out of the next 4 it's only really away to Liverpool, which is a write-off. I think the other ones he could do pretty well. And
who am I going to say? Who am I going to say this week? Who do I like? Just go to the fixtures quickly for this week.
Darren Hospital Ward, Carl. Fucking hell. Gardner, Can you go for Gardner Derby? You're backing him as captain.
Well, I mean that's a good shout. But Gardner, I always love Gardner, don't I?
It's a bit easy, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, a bit easy. I do
Carl
like
Court, home to Everton.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad shout. I wouldn't go Carl Courts particularly. I think Harry Kewell will have a good week.
Harry Kewell away to Spurs. Okay.
David Pleat caretaker. Mismatch of players who have just played a few days ago in a double game week who are a bit unfit.
Okay. And
Harry
Chelsea
Kewell.
options are obvious ones as well this week.
Yeah. Chelsea defensive options, very good.
Talent Deem saying Sean, who runs the site as well, got team of the week in season 1. There you go. So 4 of us have managed it. Fucking hell.
Thanks, Tyler. Yeah, lovely stuff.
Great. I mean, yours is probably the most impressive considering you were on a 90 million dead team and it happened. Everyone else was actually playing with a legit team.
Yeah. I mean, no one had Viduka at that time, and he got a hat trick away to Fulham. It was brilliant.
Yeah. Didn't Viduka last season, although he ended up on 30 goals, he literally scored like 1 goal in the opening 7 weeks, didn't he? So no one was on him at all.
No one had him. I was the only one. I think it was a low scoring week, and Viduka hat trick, which no one had, and someone else as well. But yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you going to head? I don't know if you want to talk about it. The league for this week.
Oh yeah. So someone in Discord, I can't remember who it was. I'm open to options. If anyone wants to send me a DM what they think the league should be or what's happened, we'll try and mix it up, make it a bit of fun. They suggested that I show the benches of all the teams this week. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to know beforehand. Obviously, we're going to do it after this stream. I'm going to click it, and whoever the benches are for the teams, that's what the league's going to be. So
really good league. Really good league.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the people who are engaged can tell a lot from the benches. First of all, you can tell if it's a rep game, probably, because the bench will be horrific. Names you've never seen before, so that will give an indication. Then you've obviously got the fact that if you've got 3 centre forwards on the bench and you're thinking of bringing a forward in, you've always got the chance that your forward could be subbed off because and likewise if there's no forwards on the bench and you're looking at getting a forward, then they're getting 90 minutes outside of a red card or an injury. So there's a lot of information. Obviously you'll see a few names there. I mean, there's some other people like Ian Hart, for example, who's been on the bench a lot. You'll get the information there. But then at the same time, it's going to be hard because some of them might not tell you much, and then there could be a few star names just randomly missing, which we're not going to know because sometimes if they miss out, they don't go on the bench. In fact, quite often. So,
yeah, I mean, if you see Jonathan Johansson on the bench, you're thinking Greg Warren starts, but that might not be the case. He might just completely miss out altogether.
Yeah, could be.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. So there we go. That's what we plan. Do you want to run through some score predictions quickly?
Yeah, quickly have a look at it. I haven't looked at CM Fantasy videos, so it might be quite interesting to see what I think without looking at that. Have you watched it?
I've watched it, yeah.
You've seen it, have you? So Bolton Derby, I think Bolton will do quite well, considering Derby's what I'd expect them to line up formation-wise. So I think Bolton will win this 3-0 and do really well. And Pedersen is perhaps another shout, and he scored a brace last time out, so who knows?
He did, yeah. I'll go 3-1. I hope they get a clean sheet because I've got double Bolton defence, but I think they've had so many this season that surely it's going to turn around and they'll concede a goal. So I'll say 3-1.
Okay, nice. 3-0 will be great for me. Ipswich Blackburn 1-1. Boring game. Like a goal, no assist kind of game. From no one. Yeah. Like a Dunn no assist and then Pablo no assist or something.
Probably Blackburn the draw specialists, aren't they?
Yeah.
Let me just go to the table quickly. Why can I? Yeah, there we go. Away records. Let's have a look what Blackburn are doing away. They have got 7 draws out of their 10 games away from home. So what I was going to say was 1-1.
Yeah, it's got it nailed in this one. Ipswich mid-table, sitting pretty. They'll take a draw and just sit in the table. It's fine.
Nice. Liverpool Man City. I think this is just going to be I'm hoping with Hippier, like a comfortable 1 or 2-0 win for Liverpool. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. Are Man City defensive in this, or are they normal?
That's a very good question. I can't remember. I think they're defensive, but if anyone's in the chat, like CM Fantasy I saw earlier, they can confirm that. obviously in his video he'll have put that up.
Because I mean, if it is defensive, yeah. I mean, 2-0 Liverpool, definitely. And they're just specialists at 2-0s against easy teams.
Nice. Middlesbrough Villa. I would have had Middlesbrough down for maybe even a clean sheet here. I know Villa don't play their terrible away tactic when they play a low rep side, so it won't be no attack or anything. But I still would have put Middlesbrough down maybe for a clean sheet 1-2-0. But when they've got Southgate and Pearce out, I don't know, 2-2 maybe Villa.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that with Dublin. Dublin's a big. It's gonna be my bedtime thoughts tonight. Dublin. as I lie there thinking.
If you lie in your bedroom up the stairs.
Up the stairs, yeah. Yeah, maybe Dublin.
Nice. Okay.
I'll say 2-2 as well. I think Middlesbrough defence could struggle, and Villa with Angel and Dublin are pretty good, so they'll score.
Yeah, how good has Hendry been of late as well?
Oh, great! Yeah, people are starting to get him in as well. I know. Does Rory have him? I think Rory's got him, perhaps.
No, does he? Maybe he does. I mean, he's doing
someone
well.
quite high up has got Hendry, and I think it's a great show.
Nice. Newcastle Everton. Well, I suppose if Shearer's the highest scorer, I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet. I hope it's 3-1. I'll say 2-1 because they're just dreadful. I'll go 2-1.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go 3-2 Newcastle.
Come on, Shearer. Hattie. No one else can score from me. Spurs versus Leeds. This is near impossible to predict with the manager formation and everything. I just think Leeds are a better side, so I imagine they win. I'm gonna go 3-2 to Leeds. Why not? I haven't been high scoring for any of the games.
Fair shout. Yeah, I think Spurs can go mental, and with the fitness and injuries they have, it's going to suit Leeds. I'm going to go 4-1 Leeds.
Oh, nice.
Turn it on. Yeah, I think attacking players will start. Larson, Viduka, Kuehl, Keane. Yeah, all good weeks for them.
Sweet. Watford versus Charlton. I'm going to have to back, because Helgerson's my tip, isn't he? So I'm going to back Watford in the game. Not hard to do so, given how Charlton have been this season. So I still don't think they'll keep a clean sheet, though. I'd still start a Galley, just because he'd probably get bonus in a home game.
Yeah, that's the Galley issue this week for me as well.
Yeah.
Because I've also got Ledley King, so I'm thinking probably bench Ledley King and start Galley, right?
Probably. Leeds have got a better chance of scoring, haven't they? And Galley's just good for bonus, full stop, really. So, yeah, I'd probably do that. I'm going to go 3-1 Watford.
Okay. I'll go 3-0 Watford.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
And is it Smith and Helgerson, right?
Yeah, it should be. They're both fit. The only thing is Warren could be playing up front with Yule, couldn't he, for Charlton? So that could blow it wide open if he just gets his 2 chances and scores them both. Yeah,
madness of Warren. Alfinger, Warren. No, sorry, Erling Warren.
Yeah. Erling Warren. Man United Arsenal. I think 2-1, maybe 2-0. Could be 1. It could be 0-0. I think it's going to be low scoring. I'll go 2-1 Man United.
Okay, I was going to go, because it's Bartes, I was going to go 2-1 as well, but perhaps they do keep it clean. 2-0.
Cool. Although Henry again scored last week again. He's doing all right.
And haven't Arsenal got some good fixtures as well after this one?
Let's have a look. Away to United, home to Everton, home to Newcastle, away to Charlton, away to Watford, away to Leicester. Yeah, that's good.
Home to Derby.
Yeah, nice games. They'll all be really open games. Because obviously when they're away, Arsenal play attacking, and most of the sides they face will also be attacking or normal. So that's...
Oh, Henry's time. Look at those fixtures. They're brilliant.
It's pretty sexy, isn't it? He also scored in the Cup, didn't he, as well? Henry, he did. Assist and a goal. Yeah.
2-1. 2-1's fair, I think.
Cool. And he might be playing against, who did we say? Wes Brown and Rocky Jr. But they're both decent, though. Millwall, Sunderland. I'm hoping Phillips can do bits here. But Millwall, they're not too bad at home. And Sunderland aren't particularly good away most of the time. I think they've done all right this season, but usually they're not. So I don't know. What are you going to say on that one?
I would say, yeah, both teams to score, definitely. I think it could be another high-scoring game. 3-2, Sunderland.
Nice, okay. I'm going to go 2-1 Millwall. Millwall going to win.
Yeah, I've got a few different options that I could go with. Like, do I start Kinney? I've got Doherty, Galley, all those kind of. Some of them are going to make the squad. Some of them are going to be benched. So it's going to be.
I'd definitely start Doherty, and I'd probably be inclined to start Galley over Kinney. Probably, I think.
Galley over Kinney, really?
Yeah, I just think, for me, centre backs in home games are just incredibly reliable. Even if they concede, they're good for bonus. Whereas Kinney could easily just be a 2-pointer, I suppose. That's the only thing. But then he does take a few of the set pieces, and it's a decent-ish game. It's tough. It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I've got about 5 players, and I think Lily King's on the bench, and then it's between Doherty, Galley, Kinney. Yeah, those 3 probably out of my team. Cool. Who's to start?
Well, good luck with that, my friend. I'm sure whatever decision you make will be the right one, because that's the way things have been going for you this season, right?
That is me all over. Yeah, I'm gonna get it spot on. First, my 12th man is gonna haul. So.
Nice. And Chelsea Leicester, this is going to be a routine 2-0 win. Desai 2 bullet headers.
Imagine. Hopefully, there's a gift for Desai. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think 2-3-0 perhaps, maybe a good again. Chelsea defenders, and then you got Zender and Carboni could do alright as well. So yeah, 3-0 Chelsea.
Cool, nice one. I thought, in fact, CM Fantasy's video said that Chelsea scored quite a lot of goals in this game, which they're not always known for. So yeah, probably might be more towards your side than mine. All right, I think that's it then. Anything else to say, Andy? Anything in the chat that people want me to click on quickly? It's getting quite late. It's 10 to 11.
Yeah, bank holiday though, isn't it? So that's something.
Some of us have still got to work though.
Oh, apologies. Yeah, sorry.
Don't know such thing as bank holidays.
I'm sorry, Luke.
That's all right.
Doing a great job.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thanks.
These are obviously the goal scoring charts. Few mids in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything? What about manager of the months, player of the months? We haven't clicked on those for a while.
Ian Hart's got 5 goals somehow. I don't remember that happening. 3 assists for keepers now.
Which is more than Premier League. Premier League have got 2 in real life.
We're better though, aren't we?
Yeah,
Andrew's
exactly.
now up to 8 assists for the season. Not bad at all. And Wally's at 8. Where the fuck did that come from? Obviously,
he got 4 assists.
He got 4 this week, and I think he's got 2 assists in like the past 4 weeks or something. Fox, again, that's another thing that highlights those set pieces. Fox not being on the corners because he's not been in the team. Wally starts taking them, and suddenly he's struck gold by getting a few assists.
Yeah. I've noticed as well 2 guys creeping up.
He is, yeah,
very nicely.
Yeah,
he's getting like 1 attacking return every game week, and he's kind of he's a great player though. He does well.
Paducah and Smith leading the way for Leeds for assists. Pennies.
David H saying, "Who's the regen of Greg Warren?"
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to go looking for it. It might not be anyone. They're not always from someone, are they? I don't think. I'm pretty sure they're not.
Can we have a look at the player of the months?
Yeah.
In the awards.
Let's go to the Premier League. Where is it? Down here,
yeah. Yeah.
So, team of the week: Smith and Viduka, Bowyer, Lundberg, Sibon.
Sibon, okay. Strange one.
Holden, Campbell. I don't think Campbell was married. Some strange things. Arsene Wenger for December.
Nah, fair enough. It's come up the table quite a lot.
And this story's got 2 awards now for that. Young player, Joby McAnuff, despite barely playing. Good effort, mate. They hit Warren fucking Pele by the looks of things. Yeah, Pele's not in this game, sadly. That was last year, obviously. And that was last year's team of the year, yeah, which was funny.
Yeah, nothing else to click on, is there? I think we're done. We're good. I mean, there's no rumours. There was a few. I mean, the main one's Perez, really. That's the rest are pretty similar to what they were.
I can't really. They're literally the same ones that have been dragging on, really. Let me see if there's anything new, just quickly.
I don't think there is.
Oh, is there not? Juninho's still the exciting one that's still linked to Villa, potentially. Juninho Paulista, that's still there. I don't see Rui Costa on this list anymore. Maybe that stopped, which is really annoying. Maybe let me just check that one really quickly.
and Mole saying about Borough to win the league. We can talk about that actually because it is a close title race now.
Oh look, they're not interested anymore.
None.
Shit.
Is he happy now?
No, he's still unhappy. Just don't think he's worth the dollar, do they? They're happy with what they got. Basidas can do a job.
Mm.
No, that's about it, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, the title race, who's your favourites now? Now that Borough have thrown it away.
Leeds do win it second season a lot. So the fact that they're up there already probably pushes them slightly favourites. But then Man United are only 1 point behind and they're the best team. So I think it's between those two. I can't believe Arsenal are joint first.
Joint first, yeah? All on 44 points.
Yeah. I mean, they were shite for the first 7 weeks. Everyone wrote them off.
Yeah, I mean, if you look down to see even Chelsea, you could eat like 6 points off top. You got to say the top 8 is still in with a shout.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect Bolton to continue to form and climb. But, I mean, they're going to be safe and they're mid-table is fine. But there's a huge gap between Bolton and Ipswich.
I think those three at the bottom are probably the most likely to go down. It's just whether Newcastle or Watford get dragged in, really. I don't see any of the others going down.
No, Watford perhaps, but they'll be alright, I think.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see someone different win it, like Blackburn or Middlesbrough or Sunderland, but I can't see it. Yeah, one of Leeds or Man United, I think, are favourite. Leeds are just so good at grinding out results with that manager.
Yeah, I know they've got Larson. It gives them extra firepower to.
That is true.
Get the wins. Nice. Yeah.
Nice one. All right, guys. Thank you very much. League will be out, I assume, tomorrow morning. I've got a load of work to do now, taking screenshots and all that shit, and then I'll send it to Rob, and he will hopefully put it up. And good luck. Obviously, Easter Monday. There's no games tomorrow in Premier League, is there? Or is there?
There's 2 games tomorrow night.
Nice.
Hooray! Hooray! Can't wait.
Yeah. More football.
Yeah, but Rob, if you're listening as well, get that leak out earlier. It was a joke that it lasted till like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
The other week. Yeah.
Nice one. All right. Peace.
Cheers, guys.
Enjoy.